Hello everybody of the YouTube world. Today I've got a special story for you. It's a bit of a cautious story because it shows the highs and the lows, you know, what can be succeeded in YouTube, but at the same time what could be taken away. But in this case it was because of the person himself, and that brings us to the person, DarkSydePhil, aka DSP Phil Burnell. He's also known as the biggest beggar on YouTube, and you could also say the same about Twitch. He's known as an e-beggar. You name it, he's known it. But before we start, I'd just like to say a big please like and subscribe if you can. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers. I'm getting there, so with your help, you know, it can be succeeded. I want to say thank you to all my donators. If you can donate, PayPal in the description. Thank you very much. But having said all that, let's get on with it. From here out, I'll call Phil DSP. DSP was born on the 6th of April 1982 in Seattle, Connecticut. He first opened his YouTube channel on the 3rd of March 2007, and he called that channel DSPGaming. He was also known to have outbursts of anger. A lot of the times it was directed at the people who he was playing against online, and then it even turned into the people who used to watch him, and it ultimately ended up with him having the name the King of Hate. At first he liked this name, but surely a name like that will stick. Hate is hate, no matter how you look at it. And after a certain amount of time, the hate ended up switching towards himself. Around this time he used to have a lot of competitions online, and he used to play Street Fighter, and there was a lot of competitions around the country, and him being him and his financial wizardry, he took loads of loans out to go to an Evo Street Fighter contest, and when he was there, again, he was known for that rage. I mean, take a listen.
DSP, stop recording. No one gives a shit. Play. You can't hold up a tournament. One man from DSP to report this match is disqualified.
Where am I playing? You still haven't told me. Jesus Christ, man. Treat you like you're want me to run the fucking tournament for you?
This all happened around 2010. At the time he was working for a company that dealt with helicopters. I don't know what exactly, but it was something to do with helicopters, and he got the job through a relative of his. But in late 2010 he lost his job, and it put him in a bit of a predicament. This is when he found out, well, he knew YouTube had started AdSense, which was the ability to earn money off your videos which you produce, you know, Google AdSense, and he found himself having to go down that route. Now what I will just say here now is I'm trying my best to stick to dates and times the way it happened, but you know, his story, I'm not telling it in full and I'm kind of briefing over it, but I'm doing it as best as I can. I'm a newish YouTuber and I'm trying to progress, so just bear with me, you know. Right, getting back to the tournament. When he was there, after all those road rage, well, raging on the computer games, he managed to pull in 4th place. This went to his head, but it wasn't as it seemed, because at that particular time the game that was playing was Street Fighter, and there was a big difference between the arcade version and the version what you play at home on your PS1 and your PS2. Well, I think it was a PS1 back then for that specific game, meaning when you was on the PS1, the PlayStation 1, you could block and kick and everything in a good rhythm, and you could attack and block at the same time. You know, you could control the character, but on the arcade version you couldn't. So you know, it wasn't fair, and even some characters could do more moves than others, which you know, they should have been able to do if they was playing on the PlayStation 1 version. So all the top players for Street Fighter for that specific year didn't compete in the tournaments, so that only left a couple of people, and one of those people was, you've guessed it, DSP. Now, he came fourth. The first three were Japanese players, and he come fourth, and it was like fourth ranking, so the highest person to play to finish in the top ranking, fourth place in America and North America. But as I said, the regulars, the normal top fighters, wasn't playing that time because it was unbalanced, it was unfair. So he was in on his own, really. So, you know, you can give him some credit, but not as much credit as when it's due. But then he went on a tirade against the other people, you know, the professionals who didn't play, and said they were using that as an excuse. Just take a listen.
You got that's the answer I was looking for. You got some idiot named DSP who's a total piece of shit, by the way. I like to get that on YouTube, but this guy thought he was hot shit because he beat me and Choi in a game that was like, it's like fucking Neo Geo conversion of Street Fighter or some crap, dude. and he was so proud that he put under his signature he's the #1 US ranked Super Turbo player that year. But I mean, look at him now. I mean, he's just 20,000 idiots are subscribed to him. That's great. Congratulations. Congratulations with your YouTube channel, and hope you enjoy your life, bro. I mean, it's a great victory. PlayStation 1 Super Turbo champion. You take that to your grave, bro. Good luck.
Now, after dragging their names through the mud, that was progress to the next year. Now, when they all fought in that year, he was there to, you know, to retain his title, but it didn't go that way. It didn't go that way at all. So they ended up having the last laugh on him, you could say, and that was the outcome of it. Now, because he didn't come first, and he didn't come above them places, all of a sudden after that he had a back problem, and he was out, and you know, he had to give up him, you know, sitting down on a contest to fight because he had a bad back. But instead what he done was he went home and sat down and played the same game. Now, as I said, this is the time when he chose YouTube, is, you know, creating content for people to watch, you know, preferably gaming content, to earn a wage, to earn his living off it. But there's special rules around this, and people make money through, at that time it was just for every 1,000 views you got so much money. Now it's changed to clicks. So even if, say, 10,000 people watch your video, providing none of them have watched the ads or clicked on it, you're not getting paid. But back then it didn't matter. You get paid for the views, and then extra if there was clicks, if I'm if I'm right. Now what he done was he asked people to click on the adverts. Obviously it's a big no-no because it come up in YouTube's statistics that it was way out of the odds. You know, it's normally 2 clicks for, say, every 50 adverts you get 2 clicks. His was probably like 30 clicks for every 30 adverts that was shown, that there was watched and clicked on. So they knew something was fishy. They had a look back, and several times he'd asked people blatantly to click on the adverts, which obviously is a big no. Roll back forward in time, he denied it, and he said no, this didn't happen, it never happened at all, and he blamed it on bots, or he blamed it on that, because like he'd lost his job, people felt sorry, so they just off their own backs went and clicked on the adverts. But they never. This is what really happened.
Entertain you in the future, please go to my partner channel, The King of Hate HD, and click on the ads that show up on the videos there, because hopefully, you know, fingers crossed, that actually starts giving me some money back for what I'm doing. I'm going to entertain you in the future. Please go to my partner channel, The King of Hate HD, and click on the ads that show up on the videos there, because hopefully, you know, fingers crossed, that actually starts giving me some money back for what I'm doing.
So as you can see, he's not exactly innocent, and this cycle repeats, because he didn't just do this and say this on one occasion, he said it on others. But you know, for time, I'm not going to be filling in everything, but this is when the begging started. Now this little...
I'm here to play games and have fun. I'm not here to be a whore. Alright? I'm not here to beg you for money. Alright, what is going on, everyone? Phil here. I'm a loser! I need your help. If you guys want to continue to see me upload videos to YouTube, at this point, since I'm making no money whatsoever on DSPGaming, I need you to help support everything, alright? I need to make a living, and I'm making nothing on the YouTube videos. So what this means is that I need you guys who are avid watchers, who are longtime fans of mine, and who love my YouTube content, to please step up and support the effort. Now I'm in a situation, if there's no clear end in sight, there's no way out, you have to contribute if you...
So he lost his income, basically gone, completely gone, so he had to find other measures how to do. But at the same time, he did have a monopoly on his channel. The reason why it was so successful back in them days, you know, 2010, the term let's play, which is it's that common that you're fighting to get viewed on the let's plays, but back then it was like a big fish in a small pond. Now it's switched, he's a tiny fish in a massive gigantic ocean right now, so it's completely switched. But this is where the begging started, and this is some of the things how he started to justify it. And bear in mind, he didn't admit till it was this video was brought up years later that he did say that, you know, click on the ads. So it went from him saying that it isn't my fault, I'm having to beg because I didn't, you know, I got stitched up, I didn't ask for this to happen. So bear that in mind as we continue. And bear in mind that he's, you know, he's got money, financial issues now, so he has to be on the best behaviour. Then a company called Blip TV came along, and what they done is they kind of, because YouTube wouldn't let him use them for ads, Blip TV had a contract with YouTube, so he could have ads playing through Blip TV's account, if you get what I mean. It's going through them instead of directly into YouTube. So that was it then. He was back on, he was making his money, all good. And then him being that financial wizard he is, this happens.
He's fucking black! Help, he's black! Because you know when he's black there's gonna be trouble. What the hell? Alright, nigga, it's time!
In China, they say, rashness brings success to few.
In China, they say, Chiggy Chang, Wang, Charlie Chan, Chicka Chaka Choka Cha. Shut the fuck up. I don't care what they say in China. This is what happens when you let the Jews do whatever they want. You let the Jews overrun space, and now look at this. Their greed has had the artifact turn everyone into necromorphs. So now I, the last remaining Nazi, must exterminate them. Hello, Jew!
So as you can see, he's not much of a nice person. I mean, I've dealt with other people on my channel who's a bit deluded like him. But because of that, he got sacked. So what did that mean?
But I'm not the kind of person that's going to sit here and say, please buy this shirt, please subscribe, please do this, please sub, please thumbs up the video, please see my other channels, please. When do you ever hear me talking like that in a video? Shout out to Private Bacon Burger, who did a 100-bit cheer and says, serious question, is the amount of bits you receive really enough for your livelihood? Well, no, not just the bits. You guys have to understand something. So basically, I've got a bunch of different revenue sources that come in. But primarily what it is, it's YouTube, Twitch, Patreon. Those are the three big things that come in every month, 3 different times of the month. when ad revenue plummeted in February on YouTube, I went from having YouTube be something like 80% of my income on a monthly basis to down to like a third. That's not even exaggeration. It went from like 80% of what I made down to like 30 to 40%. Because that's how much it plummeted. It went to half. I had to make some arrangements to basically pay my bills that month, all right? Which meant borrow from this guy to pay that guy and yada, yada, yada. It was not a good situation. Really what's happened is that Twitch has made up for that giant dip in YouTube. It kind of like, it went boo. For 1 month it went way down, but then because I changed up everything I was doing here on Twitch, it caught up and made up for what I was losing. The thing is, it's very tight. What? All right, it's very tight. All right, right now. I'm at the point where, yes, I can pay all my bills, so that's good. But when it comes time for taxes every quarter, it's very rough. I'm barely making it. And, you know, I'm in a situation now where because now I'm single again, I don't have any other income helping me out to pay the bills. The bottom line is if I can't put out videos and I can't make money on YouTube, I can't pay my bills. You know, I might lose the house.
Yes, you guessed it, it was the begging. But it gets a bit confusing because he's been sacked now off Blip, as we know that, YouTube, but in between that and after he went to Twitch. But what we didn't know as well, he was also uploading to YouTube and he made a different account and he got caught for this. So this is why it's a bit confusing. This is what it's like. The dates might be back and forth. So it went back again, but then another company comes along called Machinima. And Machinima, just like Blip, they go through YouTube and basically instead of YouTube when they was giving him the money off the ads, 100% of it, now Machinima's taking a 40% cut. So that's how we are there now. Also, what I failed to mention was when he lost his job with the helicopter place at the beginning, he took out a mortgage on a condo. So when he lost that, he was messed up, he was screwed on paying his mortgage. So this is how he had to rely on YouTube and the begging and Blip and Machinima and YouTube and Twitch to get this mortgage, to pay for his condo. Now in between all this happening, you know, tensions are high, anything could happen at any time. He starts losing viewership and you can guess why, because of, you know, the way he is and he's so full of himself, and at this time, you know, he's like a small fish in a big pond. There's more selections out there, so he's losing viewership. He's blaming everybody else, it's the trolls, it's this. So what does he do when financial matters are at a very tight low and he's got to watch everything? Well, he decides to go all out and get another mortgage on a condo in Seattle. Yes, another condo, another house, so he can't even pay. He's just about struggling on the first property. Now he's got another property, but he's not going to sell the old property. He's going to put his aunt in there who's giving him less, well, a relative who's going to be giving him less money. Now at this same time, for the second time, Machinima, because of low views, then lowers the money what they was offering him for the amount of views, or etc, etc, etc. So he ends up taking out more credit cards, skipping ahead a couple of years now. He's got 14 credit cards, he's in debt £500,000, he's got 2 condos, he needs to get to bankruptcy. But he can't. Not only that, it comes out that he's been playing a mobile game, WWE, and it's all been linked, so it's been verified, and he was spending £40,000 on that just to get, you know, certain cards through his mobile phone. Crazy. But this is what it is with him. Then cut another 6-7 months short, viewership's going, Machinima then again cut the rate again. But what does he do? These credit cards, he gets to the stage where the last few credit cards that he got, it was 0% interest for a year. So he took like a few of them out, and that's how he was living off no interest free for a year credit cards. But skip to a year now, all them credit cards are coming, interest rates on top of that, plus the economy, the rates were going up anyway. He is screwed. So now, as you guessed it, he's back to...
In the next 2 weeks, I really need the support. Starting today, tons of my bills are clearing and basically sucking all the money out of my bank account. I don't get paid by Twitch until the middle of this month. So I have 2 weeks that I somehow need to make ends meet. Despite the fact I have no income coming in from anywhere. So please consider tipping me. I need you guys to step it up. The next 2 weeks are going to be incredibly financially tight to the point where I know I'm probably going to run out of money and get overdrawn on my bank account again. There's nothing I can do about it. I don't get paid by Twitch until the middle of the month. So I've got 2 weeks here where I know I'm going to have no money.
Now, in the middle of all this dramatic, you know, what you call Phil's life, a few things happen. One, he gets swatted. Now, if you don't know what swatted means, it's when... if you're doing what he does, like playing games live over the internet, people can find out your address because he leaves letters around, or for your IP address, etc. And then they send the SWAT team, the American police, saying that, you know, you're an armed person. And it came to be a bit of a craze. Now, it can turn deadly, so it is wrong. So that happened. On top of that, Machinima let him go. So he was back again to square one. So it was more begging and harsher and bigger and more and more and more. On top of that, people started striking his videos like unjustly, saying that they own this like art when it weren't, it was his, but it still put his channel at risk. So what he done was, this was just before Machinima got rid of him. He asked them about it. What can I do if I get striked again? I'm going to lose everything. They said put your videos on private. He put his videos on private. As soon as he done that, the last bit of viewership what he had, you know, through the algorithm, it stopped, it dropped, because if the video's not there, the algorithm's not there. So all his viewership went right down again, right down. That was enough for Machinima. Bam, let him go, he's gone. So that's how it is. Now he says it's because of that and Machinima and the trolls and swatting that this all happened. If you know about my past videos, I'm a data guy, you know that. When he put his videos back up, the algorithm did start again. A lot of people think it didn't. It did. It was slightly lower, but it started and it was enough. But it's just because of everything what's happened. That's why it's gone down, not because of that. It seems to blame it all on that. So now we're coming up towards present time now, and another thing happens. After he finished his one day, like, you know, videoing him playing the games, he forgot to turn his mic off, and he got caught having a, you know, a Tommy tank. Lucky enough, the volume wasn't on, but you could kind of see the head movement as such. Now there's a famous guy called Keemstar, and he's got a channel called Drama Alert, and he covered it on that. And because of that, a lot of people then brought Phil back into the public's eye, and he remained a bit more relevant. And it's because of all things like this and that he's managed like a cockroach to stay ahead. But now he's at this point that, you know, there's no money coming in, no money. He's lost everything again. It's all because of everyone else. I've never done anything wrong. This is what he says. I've done nothing wrong, nothing ever, and he means that ever. Even though we've got it, you know, what you've seen. Then a company comes along called Curse. Curse is another Machinima, another you know, another Flip TV. And basically it's the same thing again. He's running adverts through them. So he's lucky to get this company Curse. But in between this, people start making them, you know, this is how you don't do videos of him playing games and playing games badly. And they ended up overtaking his videos for views, and I mean that. They was getting, like, you know, 5 times as many views about him doing bad on his playing games than what he actually was doing playing games. So why he's got Curse, you know, a bit of a saviour. A company comes along called Pultavi, aka Laveria, and they offered him the world, and they said, look, we'll pay you more than Curse, more than what you ever had done in the past recent times. Not only that, all these people who are putting these videos on, this is how you don't play, all the money what they've been getting, we'll get that all back and you get it all. And I thought, what sounds too good to be true. But you know how intelligent Phil is, and he thinks DSP, and he thinks he's smart. He sacks Curse. Goes looking on this Pultavi media, and he can't find much about it. Then it turns out to be Laveria media, and they couldn't. What they offered him, he couldn't do at all. So now he's screwed. His saving grace was Curse. He's sacked them for this one company called Pultavi. We weren't what sounded good, but it weren't them. There was another company called Laveria, a bit confusing, I know, which turned out not to offer, that they couldn't offer anything like what Curse had. So what did he do? He went running back to Curse. Curse took him back with a final offer. But then it's all about debts and dates, and he's got to wait for payments, so you know what that means.
That seems to only be the way to be profitable on Twitch. Literally, Twitch has become a website of e-beggars. People who just sit there, and instead of caring about what they're doing on Twitch, like a quality playthrough or a quality gameplay stream, it's about bullshitting for 5 minutes, then, oh, time to thank everyone who became a paid subscriber. Let's play sounds and buzzers and interrupt my content. I would assume 2020 is when we're going to see the next generation of consoles come out. My problem is, you know, financially, I'm shot, man. Like, I'm just not in any good situation at all. And you're talking dropping $500, $600 a console for a single console. You know what I mean? And the fact that I don't know how much they're going to cost and what will my situation be come next fall. You know, when these consoles are released, will I have any money to pay towards that, or am I going to be in the situation I'm in now where all my money is going to bills, and taxes and shit, and I just can't afford anything? It really is a necessary business investment. If I can't get the new consoles at launch, that's a giant opportunity of me covering the launch of the new consoles, unboxing them, showing you the launch games, etc. Huge lost opportunity for coverage and things that people want to see. But sadly, you know, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. I might have to rely on people being generous and saying, Phil, I'll donate a console to you at launch so you can cover it, you know?
Now, you can guess what happens. Well, what happened? Yes, he ended up getting sacked from Curse for the same type of thing. You know, racial slurs, hateful slurs, what else? You know, pure e-begging, copyright, you name it, he's done it. And it just gets worse from there. But what he ended up having to do was go to Twitch on his own. So now this time he's on Twitch trying to make the most of it on his own. Now guess what happens? He gets sacked from Twitch for hateful slurs and racial slurs. You can't make this up. He don't learn. He does not learn. And you know, you'd think in the predicament he is in that, you know, just by necessity it drill into his head what he can say, what he can't say, and how he should be anyway. Do you get what I mean? But what he had to do was he's had to come up with big ideas on how to make money. And this is where we get to the first begathon. Now what he done was he promised his viewers that he's going to do a big reveal if he can reach $1,000 donations by the end of the day, and he's going to reveal something big, and I mean big. You know, and everyone's saying, oh blimey, is his girlfriend pregnant? Are they gonna have a baby? And he was like, you just have to wait, we'll see if we're at it, we'll see if we're at it. Get this, it gets to $1,000. Yeah, it gets to it and more. Someone, one of his older, you know, his old long time viewer, just come back from work, didn't know much what was going on. He knew that he was gonna, DSP knew that he was gonna make a donation and save the day regardless, because even before he got to that 1,000 mark, he was like, I got a feeling we're gonna do this. So he knew what was coming. But the guy donated $1,000. He ended up getting $2,000. Then it come to the big reveal, and this must be major. Do you know what I mean? Everyone's, what is it? What is it? What is it? People are putting their hands in the pockets, donating, because they want to know this special thing. You know, is this going to be something to like change his life? A baby? Do you know what I mean? Has he got big news that regarding the business, his finances are okay? Something. The big reveal comes. This is classic. It comes round and he says, I've got a cat, and not only that, I've had him for 3 months. This is Jasper, my cat, who I've had for 3 months. You've just paid £1,000, then another $1,000, sorry, $2,000 for a big reveal, and it was a cat that he's had for over 2-3 months. And the reason why we hadn't seen it before, because he don't really like it much. He don't want it around while he's streaming, so he kicks it out. You can't make this up. So that's done the big rounds, and it was covered, and it was even covered back on, you remember Keemstar, drama alert there. Plus it's a meme now, do you know what I mean? The £1,000 cat reveal. And it gets better, but in between that, you know, there was more. And now for the final time, he got sacked from Twitch, so he's had to move to YouTube again. But I think the rules changed, so he's been given one more chance. I think it must, like, you know, be okay after a certain amount of years, because he's been given another chance. But in between this, obviously he done more things. It came out the reason why Twitch got rid of him was for hateful slurs and racial slurs. But the thing is, he denied doing it, and why he denied doing it, he actually called Twitch effing stupid idiots, and you know, said about the way the company is. He basically used hateful slurs while he's saying he doesn't. This is like really crazy. Then another thing what blew up in his face, he was online, you know.
Can you please go in the waiting room?
Sure, where is the waiting room?
Right behind you, idiot. You click on that.
You didn't have to call me an idiot. I just walked in the door. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Wow. You're quite rude.
I'm 11. Deal with it.
You're 11?
Yes?
And your parents bought you a gaming PC? What's wrong with this picture?
Probably because I'm portable. You click on it, just so you know.
You click on it. Good, now I'm away from that annoying fucking bitch of a kid who I would have slapped in real fucking life if they talked to me like that. I would have fucking pimp slapped that shit out of that. What the fuck? Anyway.
Right, after insulting and threatening a young little girl, once again he done something that went way over the top, and that was, believe it or not, he called his subscribers and everyone lazy for not, you know, taking time out of their day to go and visit his program. And because no one visited, they were lazy, you know. It's like they're giving him, it's as if he expects us to put time and effort for him and onto him. You're gonna have to just hear it to believe it, because this is just over the top. Yes, his sense of entitlement is beyond other YouTube creators by far. I've never known or seen, heard, whatever, anyone be out there as much as Phil Burnell, DarkSydePhil, DSP, the King of Hate, you know, the vlog channel, the tries it, you name it. He is up there on the pinnacle of the begging market, so you can't beat him for that. I must give him that. But as we said, on about the 6th time, he got cancelled again. He got banned by Twitch, so he had to get to YouTube. Now he needed to continue that money flow coming in, and he's on his last legs. He knows that this is it now. If somehow YouTube gets rid of him, it's gone, it's all dust, and he's going to lose everything. So he had to come up with little games to get people to donate, and I don't know why people keep donating, but they do. There is like cash whales. I mean, he asked for £400 a day, as I said, £400 a day. That's a day, and he does 3 or 4 shifts throughout the day, and he wanted $200. But now it's now a vest streak. When he gets to 200, he gets this vest and he puts it on. No kidding. So when he reaches 200, he goes to his closet and he pulls out a vest which is like 2-3 years old, and then there's one 10 years old, and he's been doing that. Guess how many days he hit the vest on target on different, like, you know, different sessions for the day. 250 something days worth of hitting the vest goal. You know, it was like $27,000 just off the vest goal, and that weren't considering like when he had his Twitch, his Twitch basic money, YouTube basic money, plus all the other ways. So he was getting loads, but now he's took a big financial hit, and he's been, in order for people to donate now, he's having to say what he's given up, you know, what got took off him, whereas before he kept it quiet and he didn't say that. So it's a bit like he's biting back. It's like you're feeling a bit like two-faced, so as if he took advantage of his subscribers in the past, which he did, no doubt about it. So this is the state of Phil Burnell now, and then he's finishing off a couple of more things. He took it to a new level, that after the vest target, now there's the glasses target as well. As soon as he reaches so much, he puts his glasses out and he puts them on, his sunglasses or his reading glasses. So you've got 2 vest gold, a glasses goal or shades, whatever you call it. But then this is one of the major things now. He started a new begathon, because when he lost, you know, the last contract, he knew that he was going to have to wait a couple of months to start getting any money which he's going to earn off YouTube, and he asked for $3,000. And the reason why he said this year $3,000 is because he said that he's got to think of all the months it's going to take till, you know, YouTube works behind for it to catch up, plus all the ones who had donated so much when he was on Twitch, they've all been refunded. So it was like, oh, okay, then yeah. But then he said, but I should still get paid for my adverts for when, up until they kicked me off, which would have been like, you know, £1,500 or something. So when that day came at like the begathon, he asked for $3,000, and he said that he still hasn't received any notice from Twitch telling whether he was going to get paid or not. So he was assuming he never, so he's put the goal at $3,000. Now he raised $2,000 something. It was way up there. It was big money, considering that he's been getting over $400 daily now for years and years and years, and his viewing rate has gone down to a few hundred. It's pathetic, a few hundred. But there is hardcore team who have been there for years and years and years, these diehards, do you get what I mean? That's what's keeping him afloat. So basically the begathon finished, and then all of a sudden on the night he sends a tweet out saying, oh, I've had a message and email off Twitch, and yeah, they're going to pay me. So brilliant, yay, they're going to pay me. So I wish I knew that earlier. So basically, he ended up doing the begathon, getting all that money on top, extra, and then the next day when people pulled him up on it, he said, oh well, you know, I'm not going to say to people, oh, because they paid me, just don't, you know, don't contribute, you know, don't participate. His keyword for, you know, contributions. He said still keep them coming in because I've still got my debts coming in the future. And he talks about his taxes all the time. You've heard him, them all the time. You know, when he moved from his last condo to his new condo, he paid a taxman who was still in the last state, and apparently this is what he was saying, there was some confusion in the tax. So for 2 years now he's owed loads more tax. So there's always something he's begging for, always something, but you've always got, you know, the 4 or 5 ones which are just standard, you know, now it's like tax, mortgages, credit cards, you know, he even has 2 internet lines, and he does not do any editing on his videos. He does not use a green screen. He's just lazy. He don't do anything. What he does is he puts out quantity rather than quality. You know, people stopped subscribing because he was giving out 6 videos a day, hours each, just to get them views. But people didn't want the inbox, like, you know, just blown out, spammed out with DarkSydePhil videos. So that's why people started unsubscribing. But he got into the habit, so now he's just in that routine, doing everything for quantity, no quality to it at all. It's affected his channel, it's affected his mindset, the way he thinks now. It's just, you know, anyone just started a new YouTube channel can be up and past his level within a few weeks, mark my word. So we've come to the end of Phil BURNELL now. I'm going to be doing updates in the future. I hope you've beared with me. This is the first I've done kind of in depth this far with this amount of editing. I'm new to all this, so please like and subscribe if you can. It'll really help me if you can PayPal me some cash towards my laptop, because I haven't slept. It's like it's well coming up to mid-afternoon now. I ain't slept, and I've been doing this video, believe it or not, since 2 o'clock in the morning. Well, even before then, just after 1. And I'm always having to turn my computer on and off to cool down, and then it's, you know, buffering. I need a new one desperately. So if you can help, then please, I'll put your name on the screen unless you ask me not to. And when you do send me any donations, next to them you can put a message whether you want me to use your username, your normal name, or no name, whatever, or your name but not the amount, whatever, it's up to you. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this series. I'm hoping to do more in the future. Please give me ideas in the comments below. Please, like I said, like and let me know how I've done. Thank you. You all take care. Catch you on the rebound. Bye. Dum stum dum stum dum dum stum dum stum dum stum.